not a vampire, not an alien. I'm not the fucking mummy, I'm a goblin.
Greetings and welcome, Goblin Nation. I am the Twisted Goblin for all your reviews, a kind of thing. And so this time we're again with a horror movie. Kind of a horror movie. Yeah, I feel like some horror movies are more thrillers, action movies than kind of thing. This seems like one of those movies that could have done way better if it had more money. If it had money. Yeah, we all know the Dark Gods, Cthulhu kind of thing. This is like a movie like this, but we don't have Cthulhu because I guess they don't have the rights for it. Do they even need the rights for doing Cthulhu kind of thing? I know this is a specific kind of thing, but I feel like you can just do them so long you mention them kind of thing. I don't know. Either way, we got this Cthulhu-like Dark Gods kind of a movie on, and in this kind of thing, we have this universe. Okay, there's this big universe where there are gods got shoot down from their own dimension, get here, kind of weakened, need vessels to survive, and one of those gods, one of those dark gods is this, I don't know, it doesn't really matter, but he had a wife. He has this girl, he loved his own wife, but also he's a dark god, he feels above everybody. It's not like people don't feel above everybody kind of thing. There's always somebody. It's like, dude, where can he's like, hey, well, you're an investigate. You're nothing when it comes to you have lots of emotions for somebody that feels like there's nothing. Either way, his girlfriend got deported. Someone deported. Like, you know what? Here kind of thing. They have all this. It's like magic. It feels very. This movie feels very 90s, but I think it's a 2008 movie. Let me find out. Let me find out from where it is. August 27. I think it was 2018. Yeah, 2018 or 19. I don't know. I think the wheel. The darkness was 2019. No, 1802. It's also 18. So two movies from 2018. Anyway, so Black Site feels like for a movie they would make in the 90s, but it also feels like it could be a good movie for. The acting is more 2018. The movie feel of it is the 90s, but that could be because they don't have the budget. They don't have the budget they really need for this movie, and because of that, it feels like I love the concept. The concept of this movie is dark gods are kind of thing. They get ported to their whatever their own dimension, and there is magic. There is magic and technology to one. And then there is this girl that when she was a child, she saw the darkness. She saw this dark god. Whatever it is, dark god's name is, I forgot it. Destroyer of worlds, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I feel like you guys love your titles, don't you? It's like you're the guy that I don't know when you kind of thing, but somehow they have to be on some point feel like the devourer of worlds, the kind of thing. I am the devourer of worlds. I am the darkness. I am the one from the void. It seems like a dark god thing that loves their titles. I think you guys, we have like one title for every person maybe, but we never have this like lots of titles that dark gods always have to be. I don't know. And also always will want to be bigger than anybody else. So I guess you guys are more the ones, but whatever. So there is this this prison they get to before being deported, and they finally get him. They finally get the dark god, that girl his parents got killed by, and she has this effect on her brain. She is crazy, insane. She feels the boom, boom, boom. She feels her head exploding every time coming, and it's always like you cannot know my real. So then there is kind of thing. Then we get this cult. This cult that's like we're gonna free him. We don't find out why they want to free this dark god. Because the dark god himself is like being like, oh, just give this question and deport me already, kind of thing. You are enough, kind of, you will never be like me. He's doing all this dark god speech, how insignificant we are, how silly we are, how is true a true power would blast them all out of the sky. It's very much like, my ego is this big, your ego is this big, and you don't matter, but you guys feel this big. Like, you feel this big, but I am this big. Like, this is all those egos kind of going on of dark gods. There's like there's always like, there are dark gods, there are kind of thing, but we only see one. We see one dark god, and him talking about his girlfriend that's been deported, that he really hates the humankind for even more, kind of thing. Then this cult tries to free him. Later we find out that's actually he doesn't want to be free. So this cult tries to fight, kills a lot of people, and then there is other ninja kind of cult things with a mask, swords kind of thing. Also, weapons don't work on these facilities, so that the weapons, because of some god being here, this god being here, this weapon doesn't work. Like, every god has this specific thing that why they cannot smoke, why they cannot do this, why they cannot do this. Everything kind of thing makes sense because of this god in here. So this god wants to be deported because he wants to be his girlfriend. But the cult that's behind him, they're really worshipping him, but in a way of like, if we have your blood, we're gonna be stronger. That's the god himself says, that's totally bullshit. That's like bullshit, man. That doesn't work out. That doesn't work at all. But you know, they believe it, and now they want me back, but it does hurt like a motherfucker, and I don't want that hurting anymore. I want you just to deport me. So when they find out, when they fight their way, and he kind of thing, he gets finally deported to his space, kind of thing. Not before the girl, the woman, everybody dies, everybody's dead. Kind of thing. This girl ninja that's been the whole movie trying to kill kind of thing, trying to free this god, eventually doesn't succeed, and the dark god gets deported to his own dimension, own dimension, and gets faced to say, like, I hope you never forget me. It's like, you're stronger than most humans, but still, kind of thing. Now I can go to my wife, my woman, my everything. And that's about it. That's the whole freaking movie in a nutshell. Did I like it? I think I like the concept more than the movie, but I did enjoy the movie still, because I feel like this was low budget. You can feel it, low budget movie, and you can see what kind of thing, the thing, because I feel like yes, you see this tentacle monster in flashes of her, so you see his true form through the movie. Every time the first, because they cannot afford doing more kind of thing. I thought at the ending you will see his whole body, but they don't have the money for that. So I guess it feels like one of those things. I think what they would have done differently if they had the money for it is actually show this whole, maybe even show some more gods. But mostly I think he would be like, before I go, I will destroy this whole earth, and then you would see his real form kind of thing going on. Him trying to destroy that, and then the whole plot would be trying to deport him before he destroys everything. So you would see his real form, and then there would be like one there, one here. So like 4 people around him trying to get him back in a vessel or something. When that happens, they deport him before he can get out again. Getting him through space. That would be like the plot of the movie. Him trying to devour the whole world, trying to destroy everything, and then we would destroy this cult before he goes. Kind of thing, to make sure, yeah, he's powerful. He did this tentacle kind of thing, destroying them all, getting the darkness kind of thing, destroying them, destroying those women destroying those cults, kind of his own cult that tries to capture him for the blood scan, like trying to do that, and because of that, I thought like you see him kind of thing, but you never do that. You never get it shows his true fate. He's always like, if you see my true, if you know my true name, you will humanity would die. If you see my true form, you will not comprehend and you would die. That are the excuses for him not revealing him. But I feel like if they had the money for it, they would reveal him. People would die. People would kind of think. I feel like this would be much bigger if they had much bigger, even though it would be in the shadow kind of thing from the sky, destroying kind of thing. I would love to have seen that, but the budget is there not for. So we kind of had to do what we had. Somebody that's been kind of thing trying to be finally deported, kind of thing, and him letting that happen because he wants to be with his girlfriend. So yes, I give this one an 8 out of 10. It was not too big awesome, but I love the concept of it. I liked the concept of this dark gods being in this universe. I love that concept of it. I feel like they could have done more if they had more money, but it feels like somebody that it's like, we don't have the money for this MCU kind of movie with big gods going all over the world, even for a second. So we had to make it on black side. We had to make it, keep it a little bit occupied, like the end of a movie. Like, okay, we captured him instead of this big battle. When they capture him, it would be like, hey, that's tactical. We fucking doing a whole kind of thing. Making people go crazy, make people go insane. Then you see this, and then they finally get him into a vessel, stuck in that vessel, get him to the black side, and then to murder. We don't get that because they don't have the money for that. But still, even though they don't have the money, for the money that they did have for this movie, it felt really good. It felt really that concept really good kind of thing. And the money for it. It feels like it should have had more money, but I'm still glad this exists, this movie. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I'm glad it exists. What your thoughts about Black Side? Did you guys watch it yet? If you do, still go watch it. Let me know what you guys think about it afterwards. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching this movie. This review of this movie from your Twisted Goblin. And I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you guys again. And the next one. Goodbye.
And then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.